Welcome to another edition of the Coach Godwin Show. I'm your host, Coach Karan Godwin, all-time leading scorer of the University of North Florida, also author of a great new book, Everyone Hates a Ball Hog, but They All Love a Scorer. This show is brought to you by JumpStartHoops.com, the ultimate source of your basketball training needs. Today we're going to talk about the pregame. I went into it in detail in my book, just your mentality before the game. And how you should be thinking, what you should be doing. A lot of good stuff for you today. So we're going to start with you being at home. One of the things I used to do, especially in college, I never wanted that first shot to be my first shot during the game. It was always my 101 theory, which is that first shot should be your 101st shot. So what I used to do personally is get to the gym early. We had a little side court, or sometimes the main court was available. If no one was playing before us. And what I would do is I'd get up shot after shot. I'd start in close to the basket. I would just get my routine down. Just being a scorer and a guy that played the shooting guard position, one of the things that you're expected to do, or I was expected to do, is score points for my team. And this is good even if you're not the main scorer. I mean, even if you're playing the 5, the 4, the 3, or the 1, I mean, you should be able to go into the game and knock down big-time shots for your team. And this is how you do it. So before the game, I should shoot at least 100 shots, starting in close to the basket, working my way out side to three-point land. It helped me out tremendously because, one, I was comfortable. By the time tip-off came, I was ready to go, and also ready to shoot the ball. If you're, of course, if you have a away game and you're on the bus, I would encourage you to start visualizing then. I know a lot of teams that I've coached, some kids don't like to take this time seriously. Some kids just think that you can just turn it on like it's a switch, and some people can. I remember some individuals that just had a knack for playing the game of basketball, and they didn't need that extra time to focus. But for the most part, many teams that I've coached and I've seen and been on, you need to get that focus going on that bus. One of the things I used to do was always carry my Walkman back in those days, but nowadays it's iPods. And just listen to songs that's going to motivate me to play at a high level, whatever those songs may be. On your way to the locker room, I didn't want to really talk to that many people and family and friends. If I did see my family and friends, I'd say hi. And I talked to you after the game because I was just in a level of focus that was second to none. If you watch guys like Kevin Garnett, he's the perfect example of how you should conduct yourself before the game. I mean, that guy is all business. I mean, here's a guy making well over $100 million, and he can be messing around before the game, playing around with people. But here he is with his headphones on. He's focused every night on what he has to do. Whether he's playing the Lakers or the Bobcats, that guy's focused. So that's my model or example of your focus and level of focus if you guys need a visual out there where you need to be at. Once you get in the locker room and you put on your uniform and you sit down, now it's time to visualize what you're actually going to be doing in the game. I know me, a lot of times I would visualize different plays. There's different plays for me where I come off screens or I have an isolation. And I visualize myself getting the ball and I'm scoring on my opponent, those different ways. Also, doing your homework, knowing what type of team you're going to play. I mean, whether it be a high school game or a college game, in high school they don't get that much in depth into the scouting reports, but you pretty much have a general idea of the teams in your conference because you played them before and you know what type of players they have. Some teams are very, very athletic and they like to run up and down. So that there's going to be ample opportunities for you to either score or get rebounds, long shots, long rebounds, depending on the team you play. You also know sometimes you have those teams out there that excel in the half court. They like to slow down the game. They like 7, 8 passes, sometimes 10 passes than a shot. Well, it's going to be a half-court game, so a lot of your opportunities are going to come in the half-court. So make sure you're visualizing these things. You get it down in your mind. Okay, we're playing this type of team, and this is where my shots are going to come from. Always be prepared. I had some guys on my team that, depending on who we played, is depending on their pregame attitude. And I had to tell kids, I said, look, you have to approach every single game the same way. I mean, whether you're playing a team that you think is great or you're playing a team that's not so good, that really doesn't matter. What has to stay consistent is your level of focus before the game. Because I'm going to tell you why. There's going to come a time when you're at the end of the season, now it's playoff time, now it's lose and go home. Now, if you were playing around before the season, the postseason, and, if you were playing a tough team, you were focused and ready to go. If you were playing a team that wasn't so good, you like to joke around. Well, there was no consistency there. And now you're getting into a high-pressure situation and lose and go home, and now you want to be serious, and now you don't want to talk before the game. Well, now it's too late. It's too late to turn that on. Nevertheless, the people that you were playing around with, you're affecting their focus now and your teammates. So one thing you want to do is always be focused in that locker room. Visualize what you have to do. Visualize where your opportunities are going to come from, and it'll prepare you for success. Now, when you are actually leaving the locker room, getting ready to get on that court, make sure you get as many jump shots as possible in that pregame. I know a lot of times most teams have a layup line, and you're going to go ahead and get a couple good layups in there, but make sure you knock down some 15-foot jump shots and get comfortable with the baskets, especially if you're a team that's on the road. Take any opportunity that you can get to get as many shots as possible, because it will help you during that game. Each gym is different. It's different backdrops. There's different way the gym is designed, and it does affect shooting sometimes. But if you can get in there, and for that 10 minutes or however long they give you, if you can get used to that basket, it's going to help you and your team. Many home teams, that's their home team, so they know how to shoot on those hoops, and they know the backdrops and the whole layout of the land, but you have to kind of get familiar with that. So make sure in that layup line you're going hard. You're not playing around. You're not looking in the crowd. You're not looking for who came and who didn't come to your game. You're focused on doing the best job possible. So that's it for today's show. Pre-game mentality, locker room decorum. This is what we're talking about today. And if you can do these things, you will become a better player. So that's it for today's show. Make sure you log on to jumpstarthoops.com. Check out the book, Everyone Hates a Ball Hog, but They All Love a Scorer, and also the DVD that goes along with that, The Fundamentals of Scoring, both available at Amazon.com also. And I will see you in the next edition of the Coach Godwin Show. Have a blessed day.